Alright, and there I am again. A few minutes later, I got myself another tea. I have reached out to vitamin D, which I'm going to take here because I'm going to show you how wintry it is. Well, it is really white now, and I think that really fits with the Polish language I was just learning before this, which I haven't done in a long time. It was about the 15th or 16th language of the day. So, okay, what do I do next? I have to move and switch on the light for you. And move. Okay, because you always need to combine language learning with other exercises, physical exercises, because otherwise, you're gonna go crazy. No, you just need some physical movement in order to keep your head sane, I suppose, and concentrated. So, why not learn some Romanian? Or blah blah blah, Spanish. I could do Spanish, but I'll leave that as an easy one afterwards because, I feel quite comfortable, not confident about my Spanish. But Romanian, as you can see, I only just started. I wouldn't even say the basics. Well, the basics of the basics. And the basics number 2. So, why not see how that sounds? Okay. Obviously, at this point, giving an answer to a question like this is not difficult at all because you can just select the image. But you are learning, Sandu. I'm gonna show the sounds.
Sandwich. Scrisoare. Fete.
Sandwich, scrisoare, fete. I'm probably pronouncing it wrongly, but it helps.
Scrisoare. Tu scrii un mesaj.
That's very easy, right? But this is also important. Don't just write the answer, but try to learn from the new words. Tu scrii un mesaj. So the tu is really easy, whether you know Latin, not Latin. I was going to say Latin languages such as Italian, Spanish, Catalan, and French, not Portuguese. Romanian, as the name suggests, is also a Roman language, so tu is the same. Great. But scrii, the verb, is very self-explanatory. When you know scrivere in Italian, écrire en français, escribir en español, escriure in Catalan, escrever in Portuguese, but scrii is obviously the conjugation for the second person singular. So I suppose the first E is part of the stem, the root, and the second E, I suppose, is just a conjugation. Un mesaj. So mesaj here, the J, as it appears to me, is a sound for je, like in French, message. Well, it's similar, not the same. So let's see.
Copilul scrie un mesaj.
So who is writing a message? Copilul. Copilul?
Copilul scrie un mesaj. Copilul.
Ah, the child. Okay. Okay, well, I can understand. I'm digging into this language in more detail rather than the other languages I just recorded on video because this is completely new to me. Well, I've seen just, let's say, a few Wikipedia articles in it, and I might have seen a Romanian TV show once, but I haven't taken any serious lessons except for those 2 lessons before this on Duolingo, so nothing. But you can see, so it's interesting to look at it as a brand new language together. Lul, which in Dutch has a very different meaning, a bit of a weird one. In Romanian, I suppose it's like a diminutive, so it makes sense that as a suffix it has a meaning of small, right? Because again, you should look up what the Dutch meaning is, then the combination is funny, but I suppose in many Romance languages, the suffix l, like in Italian lo, piccolo, or capitolo, no, that's not a good example, has the same meaning, right? So, or cigarrillo, the illo in Spanish. So it means something small. So that's at least how I'm going to remember it. So that's why I mentioned it.
Eu scriu și tu citești.
Wow, that sound is so different. Then you can hear some Slavic influence, I would say. And I suppose eu is I, like in Portuguese. Oh yeah, this she I heard in this other Duolingo lesson, which I probably took half a year ago or something, was a very weird meaning, at least to me, because I know si, like in yes, but she? Ah, this is maybe if or when I write. If you read, I'm thinking, because it's an antonym, it's learning us both at the same time, and czytać is like write in Polish or Russian, so maybe that's a Slavic loanword.
Citești.
Read, sorry, read, I wrote it correctly. Oh, I mean and, yes, so she is and. How weird is that, to me, at least?
Eu scriu și el citește.
Take two. So now it's giving us, again, eu scriu, I write, as a conjugation form of the first person singular, and he, I suppose he, reads, sorry. Citește.
Citește. El.
Which is weird because many times when you have st in the conjugated form of the verb in Latin languages, it has like a second person plural form. But I suppose citeș is the stem, so the sh is still part of the root before the te. But then still, why does it end on a vowel? Is that an Italian thing?
Eu citesc ziarul.
Well, it's not an Italian thing, it's a Romanian thing, but I mean, how do they relate? So, I read. Ah, maybe this is like the newspaper. From context, I suppose that's what you can read. That's what Duolingo often teaches you. And I'm guessing it's related to diario, like daily, and often a journal, a daily journal, a newspaper has some daily kind of meaning.
Ziarul.
But, of course, I'm just guessing. I don't know if it has that origin.
Eu citesc o scrisoare.
Now it's difficult because I cannot remember the writing exactly and I didn't hear the other words.
Eu citesc o scrisoare.
I don't know. Soares? No. So it's something like I read and write. Ah, the letter. I read and write the letter, right? But I can't remember the writing.
Eu citesc
Citesc.
o. Eu citesc o scrisoare. Scrisoare.
Also, I write the letter, I suppose. Okay. Eu citesc o scrisoare. So now I need to remember and then write it myself. Eu citesc o scrisoare. Yeah. So the SC as a conjugation for the first singular form, I read, eu citesc, is really new to me. Okay, so citesc seems like the stem and then k, c to end as the first form. Okay, and then o scrisoare. So does that mean that o is like the indefinite article for a letter.
Eu scriu și tu citești.
Yay. Okay, so it was very interesting. It's a very low level still, as you can see. It's just a third of the very basics before checkpoint 1, and then you have many checkpoints to, well, it shows until 5 here, maybe because the language is not as popular as English or Spanish. But obviously it's just the very beginning of a new language, but it's fun because it's a new language, and especially because it's a Latin language, so I can use some of my existing knowledge from Portuguese, Spanish, Catalan, French, or Italian and Latin, but at the same time it's very difficult because you often have false friends. But Romanian is interesting also because it has some, well, I'm not going to say, Slavic influences, I can safely assume. Safely say. Okay, so that's it for Romanian. Let's see if I can do another language. Ooh, I don't know.